Hey everybody, how's it going? Jarred-Garneau here. Today's lesson we're going to go over the blues standard It Hurts Me Too. So It Hurts Me Too is a great tune to learn because it's only 8 bars. It's pretty simple and it just has some iconic licks that you should definitely know. Just like learning anything new, it's best to start simple and work your way up to something more complicated. So Elmore James is a great place to start. It just has a bunch of licks that are must know. So, and I'm just going to give you a general overview of it. I'm not going to give you like a lick by lick. I'm just going to go over the chord form and then some licks that are helpful to know. So if you don't know the tune, listen to it a bunch, get the melody in your ear. If you've seen previous videos of mine, I am a big proponent of really listening to tunes and getting them in your ear. You should be able to hum the melody. But to start, let's just go over the chord progression. So the first 2 bars, and I'm going to teach it in E, even though the original is in D, but it's the same type of chord shapes. If I was to tune down to D, it would be the same thing. But for today's lesson, I'm going to do it in E. So the first 2 bars are going to be over the 1 chord. So you can just use this open shape right here. So I'm just doing the open 5th and 6th string, and then at the 2nd fret on the 5th string as the other part of the riff. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm palm muting. You don't have to, but it's a nice little texture to add. So that'd be 2 measures over the 1 chord. The next 2 measures would be over the 5 chord. So to do that, you would just bar strings 5 and 6 at the 5th fret. So anytime you have your 1 chord, 5 frets up from that is your 4. And it would just be 2 measures of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, skipped a beat there, but you get the point regardless. So I'm just barring at the 5th fret and then adding my pinky to the 7th fret. And it is helpful to wear the slide while you're learning these forms, just so you can get used to doing different fingerings without the ring finger in particular, or whatever finger you use the slide with would affect that. So we have the first 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then measure 5 would be the 1 chord to the 5 chord to 4, or 5 to 4. I was playing it in D earlier, so I just mixed that up real quick, transposing wise. So measure 5 again would be 1 for a measure, to 5 for 2 beats, to 4 for 2 beats. And then on the 1 chord, we just do a quick change, 2 beats each. 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 5. So again, the entire form would be 1, 2, 4. Oh wait, I'm already messing up. 1 chord for 2 measures. Hold there. Sometimes holding that 1 chord is a little counterintuitive. To 4 for 2 measures. To 1. To 5. To 4. Quick change to 1. To 4. To 1. To 5. Back to the top of the form. You can do that little change at the end, but you can also just play the chords as well. So as far as some licks, I'll just give you some of the opening licks. He's just going. So what's going on there? We're going Sliding. We're playing the root at the 12th straight. Actually sliding into. So we're sliding into the root, plucking it, and then plucking it again. So we're going, adding a healthy amount of vibrato. Then going back to the 10th fret. And then sliding back into the root again. So that entire thing. And then the next part would be. So what's going on there? We're going sliding into the root at the 12th fret on the first string, then plucking the second string. So we're going, and then root again. So and then we're going to the 10th fret, and we're just nudging it slightly. You know, I'm probably putting the slide about halfway between the 10th and 11th fret. So that. And then there, I'm just going 12th, 10th, 12th on the second string. So far we have. And then we're going. So right there, I'm sliding into the root on the first string, then plucking the second string, doing a low descending line with the 12th fret. But by the time you get to the 11th fret, you want to stop that descending note and pluck the third string at the 11th fret. And then at that point, sliding up, just giving that a little nudge. You can go up to the major third, or you can go like halfway. There's a lot of like variation you can do with that sort of stuff, but you're ending on the root regardless. And then going same lick, but then we're just going from the root to the flat 7th at the 10th fret back to the root again. Oh, 1 second. There we go. So again, we're going. Then repeating the same thing with a slight variation. Then from there we're going root. So playing the root 3 times, sliding into it. And then going. So after that we're playing the 3rd, and that's at the 16th fret by the way. So let me just play that lick again. So that's root, 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 major 3rd, like really landing on that major 3rd. And then, so right there, something really vocal. We're just playing the major 3rd straight, and then I'm going, sliding into it, and then falling out of the note. So that entire move is. Then I'm playing the 5th on the 2nd string, 12th fret, and then sliding into the 2nd. And I'm just referring this all to the key. I'm not doing it over the chords themselves, the intervals. That's not really how a lot of these guys thought. They just kind of did the major and minor scale and doing it based off that. But, you know, that would be the 2nd of the root, or you could look at it as the 5th on the 5 chord. But we're going. And then from there, we're going. So that's doing the flat 3rd, kind of nudging it out. It's probably about halfway between the flat 3rd and major 3rd, so halfway between 15th and 16th fret. So. So with a lot of that stuff, I'm just going, falling out of that root, that 5th, then hitting that 3rd, and then ending on the root. So a lot of that sort of stuff, some really iconic licks that are really good to know. So I'm just going to play the whole thing without talking. then into the first verse. So he's really just outlining the vocal melody. And if you listen to the vocal melody, he's going to hit on like different notes themselves. But the idea is no matter what you're playing within that scale pattern and everything, you really want to sound like the melody line. Whether it's a variation on the main line or the main line itself, you really want to echo that vocal melody. And then from there, just try and add variations. Like after you really get like an original thing down, like original pass of it down, just add variations with the melody, or so a lot of it has to do with like, a good way to think of variations is maybe begin and end on the same note, and then the stuff in between is just more flexible. So anyways, that's just a general overview of the song. I really encourage you to listen to it yourself and, figure out by ear. There were definitely probably some like little things that I probably didn't nail on this lesson, just because I am just trying to give like a general overview of it. But really recommend you picking out the stuff with your own ear. It's really not that difficult. The more important thing is that you just keep trying at it. It's a lot of repetition, a lot of just building your muscle memory, and it takes longer than you want most of the time. Anyways, guys, that's today's lesson for today. And I will see you next week.